Okay. Comments are really helpful, aside from the pastors kind of giving me the confirmation that I am on the right track whenever I do these videos. But this comment in particular, this one really stands out to me. And it stands out to me because it sounds so ridiculously familiar. Let me give you some story time. I come from a family where I was raised in a church. It was completely normal to pray, healing, speaking in tongues, prophesying, these sorts of things. This is not new. So, growing up with this, I had prayed many times in the past. I prayed away arthritis. I prayed away a tumor, and I mean I've done things that Christ through me that is undeniable. So to me, getting proof of Christ has never actually been necessary, just because I grew up with it. But there came a point where my father actually died, and that started to kind of change my outlook on a few things. For some reason, I could not pray that away, and he still passed, and it just didn't make any sense to me. And it got to a point where I was so frustrated and I was so mad, and I didn't understand what I did wrong, why God wasn't answering me, why in this in particular instance he seemed to look the other way. And so in my head, it was logical to start blaming these guardian angels. I was like, what good are you guys? Like, you're not guarding anything. You're just standing there and looking pretty like this is an Abercrombie and Fitch shop. Like, they had absolutely provided no help whatsoever. So yeah, I was sitting on a swing probably about midnight at a school and just cursing the angels, blaming them and telling them that they were useless. But I was also telling God that I hoped that he was too busy for me and he just didn't hear me. I would rather know that he just didn't hear me rather than not answer my prayer to save my father's life. And so, because of that, I knew that I was going down this path where I would be separated from God if I didn't fix my mindset. So, I had asked God, you need to soften my heart, because if you don't, I'm 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 going to be separated from you. So, you need to be careful what you ask for. When I asked for that, what started to happen was this type of conviction that I had not uh, quite been through before. And I started to notice behaviors. It wasn't coming to me through prophecy. It wasn't like I didn't hear no still small voice. It was just realization of things that I had not noticed before. The realization came in these waves of things that I was doing or saying, where I would look at it from a third person perspective, and I would say, I would hate for that to be done or said to me. And why am I doing, like, I was noticing manipulation. Like, I was I I was being rebellious. Through this self-analysis that I would not have done otherwise, I started to feel conviction. Softening of a heart will cause conviction. It got to a point where I couldn't tell the difference between conviction and self condemnation. When you ask for a softened heart, what you're asking for is conviction. But you have to remember that self condemnation is not of God. God provides correction. He does not provide you with condemnation. So when you start to go down this path, just remember that God is here to correct. God is not here to condemn.